This piece, it's called The Land Knows You. And just think about the way that that feels when you say it. Like maybe even take a moment, say it out loud right now. The land knows me. We've been taught for so long to be singular human beings, to see ourselves as these singular beings that are living in this shared experience, but it's actually not true. We're not singular in any way. We're interconnected with all of the universe. And as an Indigenous person growing up here, it's always been a part of my reality that any piece of land you fall in love with, any corner, any Sunnydale Park could cease to exist at any moment. And I remember even getting annoyed with my mom because whenever we were driving, she would have these like physical reactions. She'd be like, I just can't believe that they took all those trees down. And I think it used to make me feel like nervous or like scared because it felt like there was nothing you could ever do. There's nothing you could ever do to change that not everyone felt like a forest was full of their relatives, that a forest was full of memory of connection, just like that moccasin that's in a museum that you never get to see or touch. It's like it's a relic.
Prior to the installation, I spent about 6 months designing it and really thinking deeply about what I want the mural to say and how I want it to connect with people. I think that while I'm designing and while I'm creating, elements of meaning and spirituality and culture kind of come through. And so I like to wait to the very end to name something. So when I named it, The Land Knows You, it was because I felt like it helped, and I wanted it to help people to connect to the land and kind of realize that the land is our greatest teacher, and that there's so much that we can learn just by fostering a relationship with the land. And as people that grow up in urban spaces and people who might be disconnected from culture or religion or spirituality, we don't really think about being connected in that way. We don't think about, going on a walk by ourselves without our phone, and talking to the trees and seeing what they can tell us and really like deeply listening, because I think that fostering this relationship with the land kind of tells us a lot about ourselves. That we wouldn't otherwise know unless we were kind of alone in a forest or alone, surrounded by spirit and beings. And so when I created this piece, I wanted to kind of spark people's curiosity, and I wanted people to feel like this is really cool. This, resonates with me. It feels familiar. It makes me feel curious about what it means and what the meaning is behind it. Like most Indigenous artists growing up in an urban place and in a city, you don't see Indigenous art really anywhere. It's like Indigenous art is really sacred and it's special and kind of kept behind closed doors. And so to see something on such a large scale in such a public place in the city that I grew up in, it's amazing.
This land here, my homeland, it knows me. And it carries the blood of my ancestors and the future of my children. And I rely on you, each and every one of you, to stand for that and to protect that and to have it be a part of your consciousness. Because the land knows you too. Even if you're not from here, even if you've just come to love it here, the land holds you, it knows you. We are equal in that earth. That's the one place where all of us, blood, soil, tears, sweat, we're all the same, sustained from the land.